movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock. We're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
All right, if there's any such thing as an impromptu screening, this is it. I our old my old Amazon Basics that is since I've been streaming here at the store has been my go-to. From judging from what you guys were saying last week and what Brad was saying, and then when I listened on the stream, it looked like it was I'd worn it out and it had crossed the rainbow bridge. So I put in a new microphone, but I wasn't sure how this one was going to work because I've had this one before in here and it wasn't as sharp as the basics, but that may have been my USB outputs. So I'm running this test just to see how I sound. So let me know in the chat. And plus, I'm going to watch this video again, and then I'll see. I'll be able to listen to how it sounds on the interface. So because sometimes the StreamYard program itself can affect your sound and your bit rate. So I just wanted to run a test right now since I has a couple extra minutes. I might even delete this later, but I just wanted to make sure if there's somebody in the chat right now. I know I pulled this out of my ass. This is out of nowhere. But if you're in the chat right now and can you hear me? How does it sound? Also, I want to know how it sounds with or without this cover because the cover comes with it, but it can be done without the cover. So that's how it sounds without the cover and then with the cover. So I'm wondering if there's any significant difference. I can't tell from myself until I actually listen to the stream, but I wanted to also know how it came over live. So I'm going to go ahead and pause myself real quick, or I'm going to go ahead and leave the stream, and I'm going to go hear how it sounds on YouTube. Be right back. All right, I'm back. So, like I said, I'm just going to run some tests real quick, and also I'm going to play with the settings a little bit because I kind of like the way it sounded, but there's also an echo cancellation. So stereo automatic, adjust volume, echo cancellation must be off to use stereo audio. I'm going to try this. I want to I'm going to go try with this setting. I'm right now. I'm on stereo audio. I want to see how that sounds. What's going on, RJ? I Let's see. Let me try this. Testing, testing. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go try to see how it sounds on YouTube. All right, be right back. All right, made a couple more adjustments. I increased the volume. I put it on stereo audio, so it probably works better with this mic. Mike, let me see how I sound. I'll be right back. Okay, so that last setting, calibrating to this one, I actually like that. So the last test I'm going to run is I want to see how that setting sounds without the cover. How you doing, Teledia? Uh, oops, hold on. Let me get off here. Let's see. Let me get, what's the sound test for? Sound test, Phil, is so that I just put in a brand new mic or mic that I have seldom used because this one has been the main mic that I've used for probably about 2 years, and we were having some sound issues, so I brought back in the this mic, and its settings are weird. Whereas the other one has like almost automatic settings that it just does it itself. This one it has to be set up, and it sounds different when I'm in a StreamYard, like when I'm talking with Brad versus the way YouTube and everything else. So I wanted to make sure. Probably end up deleting the stream, but like I said, I wanted to. I want the I went out and got these nice mics. I want to sound. I don't want to sound like I'm in someone's truck, and doing Morse code or something like that. So. All right, I'll be right back. I wanted to hear how it sounded with the volume, and then I wanted to hear how it sounds with the without the sock puppet. I'll be right back. All right, I think I got this where I want it. I think I sound okay. So now I'm just going to do rant. Like I said, I just wanted to do this, and I didn't want to just do a sound test, anywhere else. I wanted to hear it on YouTube, but I also wanted to hear, how it sounds with you guys. Because, like I said, it's a nice mic. I hardly ever use this mic, and this one, I love this mic. I mean, this mic is, but it's like I said, I looked at our streams, and in the last 18 months or so, we've done 840 streams, either myself or with Brad or whatever, or with some type of upload. We've done it, and most of them was with these mics, or the mic at the house, but that's a much higher end mic. So it could have been that I ran this little bad boy to the ground, and it might be something where I just like frame it or something, because this got us to where we're at now, for wherever that is. So so I think I sound fine. What do you guys think? So all right, now I'll just answer some questions. Here we go again. This is Chappie. This is Chuck, but this is Chappie's fault. I blame any Cat in a Hat references on him. All right. William, you want a comic book store? That is correct. Are there such things as omnibus and absolute that combine multiple decades of one character? Oh, yeah. They're really expensive. I get them in for like customers that come in. Like I have a customer named Dennis that likes having the he wanted the, I think it was a Hickman omnibus for Fantastic Four. But yeah, there are omnibus for just most of these characters. They're nice, they're big, they're thick. I mean, you can I get them in. I don't keep a lot of them on the shelf unless I have a specific customer that wants them. I'm more into trade paperbacks because it's a lot easier to break the story up and get the customer. But yeah, there are omnibuses for different characters and different teams too. Amazon is the best place to find out the medium price for them. Amazon or eBay. I wouldn't necessarily buy them from any particular outlet like that, but once you send the IMB number to somebody, and I can grab that if they're out there. Like not all suppliers have them readily available, so the best thing to do is order them from, because like I said, I think some of them average between $70 and $80. I know the Fantastic Four one was $110, so that's just not something I have sitting around for a tourist at all times. All right, new mics. William, how does a heel turn for John Cena? Man, I need to put on my glasses. Need to play out in order for you to feel that it would have been the same level of WWE or what went down in CW doing. And it never will be. It never will be. And the reason why is you have, like we were explaining before when I first brought this up, 1996 was a different era. You didn't have the internet. You had it, but it wasn't in every household. It wasn't on every phone. You didn't have a bunch of bloggers. You didn't have a bunch of people at the event streaming from the event. You didn't have a lot of insiders that had access to this type of information. The information age in 1996 was just horrifically different than it is almost 30 years later. Now, a 4-year-old could have been the equivalent of a wrestling reporter back in that day, simply by virtue of this. And when you don't have that information infrastructure like we do now, back then, it's a lot easier to keep it secret. When Hulk Hogan did that, it was a shock. Plus, in 1996, you only had a handful of heel turns anyway. And you definitely didn't have any big ones. Since 1996, a heel turn is something that generally happens like every month, it seems like, So yeah, that's why you would never see that. I don't think you could ever reach that level, because it's really hard to surprise us in that way, in that manner. Hello, Joga. What's going on? Pray for all of us here in Mississippi and Alabama. The storms we're getting tonight and tomorrow are supposed to be really bad, possibly the worst tornado storms we've had in over a day. Wow, you guys got hurricanes down there. This weather is weird. Yeah, it was like 40 something degrees here in Vegas. We had 2 days at 80 degrees in February. So I don't know what's going on with the weather. I used to be able to, and like I said, the weather, it can affect you mentally too, because you gear up and if you have a favorite season of the year, and then it's like you get to that season and it's all jammed up, man. Like if winter's your favorite season of the year and you're living in Vegas and you get 2 80-degree days when you're about to go through 4 months of about 100,000 degree days, kind of like messes you up mentally. Yeah, I wish you guys all the luck in the world and getting through all that. Okay, so I need that's another thing I was testing too. My range to the mic is probably going to be the best, so I need to be using these arms. Especially, I have a tendency to lean back sometimes and realize that the mic is not coming with me. So now, when I build a new studio at the house, I'm going to have a chair in that I can pull in and get as close as I need to without really putting a strain. Here's a very uncomfortable setup because it wasn't set up to do this; it was set up to sell shit. So I'm working on something else to where. We do have a studio. We actually have the movie theater. The screening room is over here. And originally, all this stuff I can have the camera come down out of the ceiling, and I've had these clamped up when we used to rent it out to a place that would live stream their classes. They had an original setup with all the mics and the camera were just ran through the ceiling, and then they had a soundboard. Here I don't need the soundboard. I can run the same apparatus through the ceiling, and then when I'm not using it, I fold everything up, mic included, and it just brings down. So we're going to go back to that. That's in the screening room, but with the rains and stuff that we've had, that's the primary area where we were leaking, and I couldn't have any expensive electronics or anything in there. I can't even have merchandise in that section of the store until we're 100% sure that our Cuban Missile Crisis era roof is fixed, because this ain't the most expensive mic in the world, but my broke ass, it may as well be platinum. So yeah, once that we get that fixed over there, it's cool because I can multitask, I can deal with the customer, but at the same time, it's kind of cramped up here. Let's see. William, you're not the only person that's complained about StreamYard screwing up their equipment and having to replace it. Yeah, and some of the stuff that they've added, like I don't like the way they've done the background thing to where my background, they add it to the picture, the overlay, so I have to remove it from there and put it there. And a couple other things that they've done. They have some new scene feature that me and Brad were going to mess around with later on. I probably should mess around with that now, but it's not on the thing. But it's like a little, yeah, it's a show scenes panel, and there's like a demo screen. Yeah, let's play with it right now. Yeah, well, demo scene. So you have a demo scene, right? So then I don't know what it is. They don't even explain it to you, but I'm going to play around with that. I guess you can add demo scenes. And then they've changed the introductions to where, so instead of having to run my promos and stuff like that, I can add that to the video if I want to and just have it automatically. The thing is I got a bunch of new promos I got to switch out, so that doesn't help. So I summon Satan to protect me. Oh, okay. I don't know if that's good. All right, cool. All right, thank you. Cool. Cause yeah, I just want to make sure because I'm going to be on streams tonight and I'm going to be working on some stuff. And then tomorrow, like I said, I have not decided with the watch along is going to be tomorrow. I'll probably let you guys know that at some point in this evening. I might even get on tonight, depending on how things go the weekend. I still got a lot of woodworking stuff to do, so I'm going to probably wrap this up pretty soon because, like I said, my main thing was to hear how I sounded and see what kind of adjustments I needed to make between this mic and StreamYard, because not every mic is the same when it comes to StreamYard. Sometimes you got to, it's like aiming a satellite dish. You got to make sure that everything is right and all the settings are right, or it sounds bad. So this is why I did this stream, so. Let's see. William, do you think the animated Looney Tunes movie being distributed by Catch Up Entertainment will do this weekend? They didn't spend a bunch of money marketing. But if it was a project they got from money. It depends on I don't know. I'm hearing about this vaguely, but not any. If I had to bet money, I don't think it's going to do well. I just don't think the market for that kind of stuff on cinematic level is there right now. Maybe that'll change in a couple of years, but if there's not a lot of promotion out there for it, which means families and kids may not know about it. So I don't know how much they spent on it. and I don't think they spent any on my. In fact, our marketing people that do Warner Brothers stuff, they didn't even. I didn't get anything about this from them. Ketchup is okay, so it's being distributed. So Warner Brothers is out of it, so they basically washed their hands of it. Usually, when Warner Brothers does that, they maintain distribution, but they must have given this to them altogether. I don't know, RJ. I mean, like I said, I don't. When it comes to Warner Brothers animation on the big screen, I just don't see any money in it right now, unless it was something niche, But I don't know where Looney Tunes is with this generation of kids too. You got to realize that the same generation of kids that grew up with Looney Tunes, like I grew up with Looney Tunes, a lot of those guys are going to different forms of animation, and a lot of the cartoon market, to be honest with you, has been lost to video games. A lot of the people I know that were in that in between, they would watch cartoons. A lot of them watch anime, but even them, they're focusing on their time on games and interactive games and things like that. So I don't know if that market is still there for them, but if it is, great. We'll find out. You know what? It would be a good barometer to see how it does, just to find out, is Looney Tunes viable, or is animation in Warner Brothers, anything that they may have own IP on, is it viable? Because right now I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. Yeah, climate change is real. Dude, we had a hurricane 2 years ago. This whole thing that started the apocalypse here at the store, when it deluged my store and we couldn't even let customers out into the parking lot because it rained so bad. The stratosphere is, if you stick your head out my door, the strip is right behind me. You can see it. And then the stratosphere is the first thing you can see. It's clearly, it's so close to me. You can hear the people when they had that psychopath roller coaster at the top. I don't know what you people are thinking, but you could hear them screaming. And when they would do the little drop thing, you could hear them screaming from right where I'm standing. That's how close the stratosphere is. It rained so hard back in September of 23 that you couldn't see the stratosphere. It destroyed half of my... It was like, wow. And I'm like, dude, we don't get West Coast hurricane? What? So, yeah, climate change is a real thing. People will try to tell you not. I mean, I don't see... Science is real, guys. I don't believe it. I don't believe that Tom Cruise. It would be cool if he was, but I don't believe he's in there. But you know what? For the amount of time that he would be in there as Jor-El, if it's Jor-El, he'd be in there for 5 minutes. He could have shot that. We would have known about it. Wouldn't have known about it. So I'm all right with it. Anything you can add Tom Cruise to gets better. So yeah. William, I've been rewatching the Punisher show. I just finished season 1. What do you think? I enjoyed that show. I enjoyed season 2 way more than I enjoyed season 1, though. And season 1 was great. I love John Barenthal as a Punisher. I'm not necessarily I've seen him in other stuff, obviously, Count, things like that. But as the Punisher, that may, for me, and I'm biased, obviously, maybe the most perfect casting. Like I was telling Brad last night, when I read Punisher now, when I flip through Punisher now, he's talking, I'm doing it in Barenthal's voice and his accent. So that's how much I'm a big fan of his role. And like I said, he's the only Punisher for me in live action. Those other guys made great movies. They made great vigilante movies. They made great vengeance movies. Those weren't Punisher movies. Those weren't Punisher live action for me. This Punisher, Barenthal, is the only live action Punisher that I recognize. We don't know. I don't think we're doing Sinners as far as sending people to it. I think we're going to be doing posters. I'm probably going to do my own personal promotion. It's going to be Sinners is coming up. We have Thunderbolts that we'll be doing. We have a couple of different indies, some smaller stuff, not large scale stuff. Some smaller stuff we got coming up. I got to look at the list. It's been a quiet time here. Before, and obviously in the summer we'll be heavily promoting Superman. I think that's one of the ones Warner Brothers is going to come back into the Vegas market for. I hope it's a good promotion. I hope they have the ability to go all out when it comes. Look at the Suicide Squad promotion that they did, and look at the Harley Quinn promotion that they did. The Harley Quinn movie wasn't good, but the promotion for it was one of the best things that they've ever done. So, what else is coming out? I gotta look at the list because we're gonna have to start running commercials for these. Novocaine was the last one we did. I didn't have a chance to go to that one, but we sent people to Novocaine. So I'll look at the list, but I'm gonna start I'm gonna start adding like intermission commercials, and those are gonna be like trailers and stuff for that. Now that we won't get taken down for that, so. What do you think of this Spear Arena? I've never been inside because I'm broke. I think it's cool though. I drive by it all the time, and it's really cool to look at from the outside. But everything that's been held in there has been super expensive. Like they did U2 in there, and those tickets were so expensive I didn't go. Arena, and do you think they should have movies show WWE? Oh yeah, because I think they've it's set up that they can do UFC events in there. If you can do UFC, you can do a wrestling event. I don't know if the capacity. I think the capacity for it is 12,000. So I don't know if that's too small for a WWE event of that scale, and I don't know what the cost is, but that would be cool to see. Let's see. Okay, WB washed their hands of it because they didn't want to spend the money. Yeah, to release it since they didn't see a ton of value in Looney Tunes, so they distribute it. Yeah, so regardless to what the company is, when they don't want to spend any money advertising it, or they give you the distribution rights, which is the anchor to them making any profit of it, that means Ketchup makes the money. They make the money coming from if it goes on video or anything else like that, even though it's a Warner Brothers IP, since they're the ones distributing it, they get. So when you give up those things, that tells me that you don't have a lot of confidence that this is going to make money. Somebody with some know-how. Most of the time, sometimes these people fuck up. They're wrong. You end up having a diamond in the rough. But for the most case, when you hire a third-party agency to look over your books and look over the dynamics of what you're doing, and they come up with that, generally they're right. So the fact that Warner Brothers gave up the distribution to it, that's telling me a lot. So I don't know if it has a lot of high prospects. But once again, you've lowered the risk. So it doesn't really need to make too much money. I mean, since there's no big money involved in it. Yeah, and it's sad because, like I said, I grew up Saturday morning. I grew up with Looney Tunes. Right, that's the kind of violence that I was looking for as a kid in cartoon. It's just it just hasn't been relevant in so long. It's really tough to justify the expenditures on it. Hey Hal. By the way, this is the first time I've been streaming in a somewhat decent hour. But like I said, this is mainly for a sound test. So I got about maybe 5 more minutes. I think I've got enough data for the sound to make a good showing tonight. So if I'm on there, yeah, please like and subscribe. Yeah, Punisher is just great, like I said. And I can't wait to see him after that last episode of Born Again. I can't wait to see that because of his reaction to that. There's somebody out there killing in his name, and somebody had a cell phone camera or something like that, and they made sure that they saw that skull. So he's going to be looking to beat up some dirty cops. I have not seen the F1 movie trailer. All right, man, I might tune into your show too while I'm doing some work because I'm about done here. John Bernthal is a definitive Punisher for me as well, even though I know there are other people who will differ, and that's fine. That's fine. Whenever I say the word definitive, I mean it for me, but some people may think Ray Stevens is. I don't know, but for me, this comic book geek, there's only one live-action Punisher, and it's John Bernthal. All the other Punishers are not Punishers. They're great actors, good movies. Yeah, they're great vigilante movies. Those Punisher movies were fun, and they were good. It's different when you start nailing it down to Frank Castle. I'm pointing to him right up there in his first appearance. So, all right, guys. Hold on. Tell you what, I gotta go later on. Anthony, put these in the comment section or save them for tonight if I jump on because I got to split right now. I was only supposed to be on for a couple of minutes. All right, thanks everybody who made this sound check possible. I'm probably going to delete this because it's not going to make any sense to a brand new person coming on saying, what are these doing? But I wanted to hear myself on YouTube, and I wanted you guys to hear me just to make sure that the sound is where I want it to be because we're trying to upgrade the show. Brad's getting his adapter because that static is driving me crazy. You guys may not be able to hear it, but some other people may, and I'm trying to fix all that stuff to make the show more listenable. So, all right, guys, I will see you tonight on various spots and places. Like, subscribe in case I do keep this up, and I will talk to you later.